Okay, so we left off here. I'm gonna kind of go over the text thing again. We did a simple circle. We did our layers, right? Very important that we do our layers. Let me bring this down. And again, you're gonna get used to doing the layers. We've got the text, artwork for sticker, the original placed image layer where we put our original drawing and did our drawing, placed our drawing from Photoshop. And I think last time I left off, we did the image trace. We've got Arnold here, right? We could change the colors. We can do anything to it pretty much. I think I showed you guys you can make, multiple copies, right? It has become vector. Now, one thing I want to stress is when you have a complicated image like this that's been made into a vector, if you do Command Y, I want everybody to do Command Y, like that, right? And you can see all the points. And if you do Command A or select all, you can see all the points, all right? Now, this is the way vectors work, right? So you may say, oh man, there's tons of points, Novo. Well, yeah, that means each one of these is editable, right? So to do edits on each point, you can actually use the direct select arrow, right? This guy, the white one. And you can either click right on one and notice these little handlebars come out. Those are handlebars, not actual points. We call these ligatures, right? Anybody that's done any 3D at all, this might look similar, or maybe you did a little bit of Photoshop and some masking. Even in video, when you're doing masking for effects and stuff, you will see these little points and you can drag them, right? And manipulate the shape, right? Now, obviously in this image, there's too many, right? But still, it is possible to get rid of these. And the reason I zoomed in is on mine, there's this one little flake right there. But see how when I choose it with a regular arrow, all of it's selected, right? So that's why we have this direct select. If you just want to choose some things, notice I just dragged right over it and I got this tiny little piece and I just hit delete and it should go away, all right? Now notice if you click on, look at this one, everybody look up here, it's important. Say you have another little piece flying around like this, remember Command Y, you can toggle back and forth to what you can really see, right? This is our preview mode, this is our outline mode. That just shows you all the vectors, right, without color. Okay, now this is really critical. Check this out. Everybody looking? Super important. Jorge, you watching this? All right. So there's two ways of selecting with a direct select, right? If you guys just saw, I did one where I click and drag over this whole object. You guys see? That's one way, right? But if I just click on one point, only that point is selected. And I'm going to try to zoom in to show you guys what I mean. See how this one is solid blue? This little point, everybody looking? You should be looking. There's important stuff right now at the beginning. Notice how this one is not highlighted blue, right? That's because I directly selected this other one with the direct select tool, right? And if I just do that, and then I hit delete, check this out. Only part of it disappeared, right? I would have to hit delete again to get rid of all of it. So there's a difference in selection when you click and drag over a whole object, vector object, or you can just click and drag and grab that little point. See how it's manipulated? So be aware that even with a direct select arrow, there's a way to select stuff so you get the whole thing. It's a little bit tricky, but you guys are learning right now at the beginning, all right? Now, this is super critical. I need everybody to listen to this. First row, second row, last row here with Jorge. If you get the pen tool later when we start drawing, everybody looking? Super critical. If you get the pen tool, if you get the type tool, and you click anywhere, say I click like this. Everybody saw that? I click with a type tool, right? You guys see it? And I select all the letters and I delete them. And then I click off. And you're gonna say, I deleted that. You guys see what happened? I did not. I actually left this little point right there. I don't know if you guys see it. That is a line of type that never got used. Okay, listen to this part. If you want to be a professional, if you want to know Illustrator really well, if you want to show to other people, future employers, people you work with, do not leave these. We call these stray points. These are bad. And I'll tell you why. You guys watching? Check this out. In Illustrator, if you zoom out, you've got this ginormous scratch paper area. You guys see this? I did a command minus, right? Let me show you this. If I get this little point, right? Even though there's nothing, and you say there's nothing, it's still assigned, for example, here, a color. It thinks it's going to be black text. See, this always identifies what you're selecting. See how that selected that? See how it turned black right here? It's telling it, it's got digital data that tells it, hey, this is a line of type that's black, even if you don't see it, okay? So check this out, copy, delete it. If you accidentally leave something like that way up here in the corner, oops. Well, let me put one here, there. All right, I don't know if you guys can see, let me bring that down. So I put a little point right there, okay? This is really bad because if you ever have to export this file as a JPEG, PNG, something for video, and you don't know that thing is up there, this can mess up the whole file, all right? This is what we call stray points. Same thing with a pen tool. Watch this. If I get the pen tool and I click one point, right? Believe it or not, everybody should listen to this. In past jobs, before I became a teacher, they had me set up the test for future employees to see if they knew Illustrator. And you know what they would make me do on purpose? They would say, Novo, trick them. Do it on purpose, see if they get it. So I would place one point right there and say I make it red, even though you can't see it. Everybody listening? Very important. And in Illustrator, you can actually lock an item by itself. If you go to objects, see how it says lock? So even that little point, and the quick command is command 2. I locked it. That means you can't select it. What do you guys think? Is that pretty sneaky? Right? To trick people? They wanted me to do that because guess what? I took a test once and somebody tried to fool me, right? So there's a point there, right? And you'll see later what I mean by see how I did unlock all, right? And now it's there. And check this out. You can even go to select, object, stray points. And it actually found 2 of them, the little type tool one, and then this one that I just did with a pen tool, all right? So all I can say is, and I'm not the most organized person. I'm not gonna tell you, oh, my files are perfect, right? They can be messy at times, but do not click and then not use something like a line of type or a pen tool, because those things actually exist in Illustrator, whether you can see them or not. Does that make sense? All right, very, very important lesson there. I hope you guys paid attention to that, because that can mess things up, and I'll show you why. Okay, all right. So we're back here. We're gonna just do some quick type thing here, and then I'm gonna upload a file for you guys to get so we can apply the cut line, and I think we're pretty much there. All right. Did I show you guys how to do a gradient on the background? A gradient? No? Yes? I did? All right, I'll show you real quick. So what's cool about this is if you select this, right? Say I want to do this one, and I make a copy right there. I can also select the background. You can go to window, go to gradients, right there. And actually this one has one. I didn't realize it did, but you can double click right there, make the center lighter. I'm gonna do something like that. All right. And I think I showed you guys, you select your object and there's actually a gradient tool on your toolbar, this guy. If you select that while you have your object selected, then you can drag the gradient across it, short, long, you can manipulate. And these little sliders, you can actually slide them right on there, see? All right. Again, gradients are cool, and when you're first starting in Illustrator, you want to do a gradient on everything. But all I tell you guys is right now you're learning, but just because you can do a gradient doesn't mean you should. Right? Does that make sense? Yeah. I just tend to think as a graphic designer, they're very overused. Okay, so be aware of that. Okay. I'm gonna upload this right now while you guys are watching. Let me find it here. Now, this is super important. I'm gonna upload this. It's very hard to see up on screen. Let me make the stroke bigger here. Don't do what I'm doing. I'm just doing this so you can see it because you can't see it on the screen. There is a window called stroke. So we're gonna incorporate this color swatch. I don't know if you guys can see up here. It's called cut contour. Right now, it does not exist on your Illustrator files. I'm gonna give it to you guys right now, okay? This cut contour swatch, it's actually a color swatch, has digital information that tells that big printer to cut, okay? And here it is so you guys can see it. That's what it looks like. I'm making it thicker than it normally is. But right now when we install it on your Illustrator files, please listen to this. You have to be very careful. You can only have one cut line in your file because say that you do this. Everybody watching? This is my cut line, right? This is literally the shape of my sticker. I can modify that. I can, now that I have the swatch, I can make a free form cut line. See how I'm drawing with a pen tool, right? It'll literally cut that shape, okay? If I get the ellipse tool and I make a circle with this stroke only cut line, it'll cut that shape, okay? All right, so it's really important. I'm gonna upload it real quick here. Let me upload it to Schoology. And that way you guys will have it and we'll do it together. I know, we're almost there. Schoology. Let me upload it to you guys. Oh, really? Come on. This one. Okay. Let's attach that. All right, if you guys log into your Schoology, you should have this. I'll copy it to the other one. Regular section. All right, did you guys get it? Should be there. First row, did you guys get it? Schoology. Second row, Sherry, did you get it? Yeah. Third row, Annabelle, Autumn. Yeah. First row, Hannah, you guys get it? Yeah. Mr. Brito? Yeah. Awesome. Jorge, did you get that file? Go to your, yeah, go to your Schoology, download that swatch file and open it in Illustrator. It should open in Illustrator if you double click it once you download it. You guys there? Yeah. Got it? You opened it? Okay, you got it? Okay, so again, when you first open it, guys, everybody should follow here step by step because it's easy to mess it up. All right. Huh? Yeah, it's on Schoology. I'll wait for everybody. It's really important. You got it, Michelle? Okay. Anybody else that didn't open it yet in Illustrator should be open in Illustrator. Let me know when you got it, Michelle. Huh? Oh, okay, no worries. You got it? Okay, so I really need everybody to listen to this part because it's very critical. All right. So here's our sticker. Go to your sticker file. Yeah, everybody there? Whatever you got. And I'll come around and help you guys right now if you're struggling with stuff. We're gonna make a new layer right here on your layers. Make sure you got your layers. If you don't see layers, go to window, layers. You should have it. It's pretty important. It might be hiding. Sometimes it hides like this. Like, see how these windows kind of snap into each other? So you can drag them out also. I don't know if you guys see that. All right, so new layer right here, these little lines up on the top. And we're gonna call this cut line. Cut line. All right, make sure it is the top layer. Notice when I did mine, it did not place it as the top layer. Everybody watching? All right, and I don't know if I covered it in this class. Everybody looking? See how mine showed up like almost towards the bottom? We haven't put anything in it, right? But watch this, everybody look. You can move the layers, just click and hold and start dragging. Now, very important, do not drag it onto another layer like this. That is onto another layer. This is in between a layer. See the little line? Onto, in between, onto. Now you've made it the very top layer by dragging it onto the line at the top. Boom. See how the whole layer moved? All right. So if this happens to you, if you accidentally move it onto another layer like this, it'll become a sub layer. Just Command Z, undo. Try it again. We want it to be the top layer, our cut line. Anybody having problems? I can come help you. We need to have that cut line at the top. We need to check. This is very critical. All right. Save it on the top. Of course, it's not working. Don't forget, do this at top 5%. All right, guys, I know some of you guys love using the cloud, but sometimes it's touchy or don't have internet or something wrong. All right. All right. Everybody got their layer up on top of the cut line? Up to the top? Yes? Anybody need help with that? It's super important that the layer is on top. All right, and from now on, if we do any stickers, this is basically how our layers should be. always want the cut line at the top by itself. All right. Oh, and I think I haven't shown you guys. I don't know if you've tried this, but the little eye symbols actually turn all the other layers off, right? You can just drag them up, drag them down, turn them off individually. You can lock the layers. See how you can put a little lock. Also, you can drag down. All right. That doesn't delete anything. It just turns it off. Okay. Command S, if you have not saved in a while. And for example, right now, Hannah was having trouble opening her cloud version of the document. All I did was quit out of Illustrator, opened it again. I really recommend you save everything to these computers. A reminder, nobody else has access to this stuff except you and me. So it shouldn't be an issue. And again, if you have everything on the cloud, it's like in the old days, anybody ever have a thumb drive or a flash drive and it went down and you lost everything? Anybody? That didn't feel good, right? So luckily we don't have to do that. Some people still like those, right? That's fine. But do not save everything on them. Do not save everything on just a cloud either. All right. So if you have multiple ways of saving, do it. Right. Like I told you guys, back in my day, we were limited by file size and what we could save it on. You guys don't have that problem anymore. Right. So just do that. Okay. So we've got our cut line. All right. Our cut line layer. Let's go to the cut line that I just gave you guys, the rolling cut line swatch. You should see a square somewhere over here to the side. I know it's kind of hard to see on my screen. Now, this is important. Notice if you don't see the stroke window, let's go to the stroke window. If you don't know where that is, go to window, stroke. If it's already checked on, that means it's somewhere. You got to find it. Super critical. All right. Anytime we use this cut line swatch in a sticker, it must be 0.25 points thick only. All right. Sometimes if you scale stuff, and I'll show you guys where there's some preferences that we're going to check right now. If you scale stuff after you've applied the cut line, say you made it 1% bigger, you're like, oh, that sticker needs to be 1% bigger for whatever reason. If you don't have the preferences on, this might change to like, 0.75 or whatever by accident. You always want to check this before you finalize your sticker file, right? It must always be 0.25. Everybody got that? Yeah, 0.25 points, always. That's the line weight that we want. If you don't, it might print it. We don't want this line to print, okay? And I know it looks like a pink color, but notice how the swatch itself, if you look under swatches, Windows swatches, right there, okay? All right, so here we go. Select that square, yes? You guys have it selected? Row one, you guys got it? Select that swatch, yes? Yes? Sherry, you got it selected? Yeah? Annabelle? You guys? Brianna? Okay. Jorge, you got it selected? Yes? All right. Copy, Command C. We are doing the old school. Command C as in copy, not zeta. Command C. You guys got it? Yes? Now go to your sticker file. And you should have the top layer cut line selected. Yes? And do Command F. Command F is paste in front. Because if you do Command V, it might paste it somewhere else. But you want Command F. And then look for it. It should be somewhere. It's going to be a big square. On mine, it turned out really big. I'm getting rid of all this other stuff here. Did it show up as a big, giant square on some of you guys? All right. So this is critical here. All right. So most of you guys, if you did a circle sticker, watch this. Everybody looking? So now we've introduced this cut line into our Illustrator file. We brought it from one Illustrator file where it existed into this one, okay? Now watch, I'm gonna just put this to the side over here, right there. I'll have it down here. And then I'm gonna get my ellipse tool. I think most of you guys have a circle sticker shape, yes? Get the sticker tool, I mean the ellipse tool, and for now I'm just gonna draw a circle somewhere over here. Remember, if you start scaling, use your shift and option and it'll scale from the center out. We want a perfect circle, hold down the shift or option shift, because if you don't hold down the shift, then you get a huevo, you get the egg. All right. So now you should have a new little cut line. I know it's kind of hard to see up here. I'll zoom in right now. That's a circle shape. And the original one down here, the big square that we pasted in here, select it and delete it. Let me do that again. So we're going back in time here. Here's my big giant cut line that I pasted in here on its own layer. I go to my ellipse tool, and it doesn't matter what size, just make it any size. Don't worry if it's not the size of your sticker yet. I just drew a circle shape with the ellipse tool with my shift and my option. But notice how it is that same cut line color, yes? And now go back and delete the big square that we pasted in. And let me tell you guys something. If you were to do this, everybody looking? And I copy, and I'll come around and help some people if they're having issues. If I make copies of this cut line, or even if I put a cut line over here, everybody looking? If I put cut lines over here, and you send me this file later, and we put all these files together to do the printout, that machine is gonna see these. As long as they exist in the file, that printer will see them way out here on the side, 3 feet away, and it'll cut. We don't want that, because it'll cut into anything else. It'll cut into other people's stickers. It'll slice them up. We only want one cut line per sticker. Does that make sense? All right. So check this out. Yeah, I'm gonna come around. I'll pause this right now. So here's my sticker, right? I'm gonna bring this guy in here. Everybody looking? It's kind of hard to see, but it's there, right? It's too big, right? Now, if I leave it like this, my sticker will have a white outline around it, just like this. Now I could scale it down, option shift, and I want it to cut just inside, right? Just inside. I don't know if you guys can see. I'm gonna zoom in. You guys see where I have the cut line right inside of the green? We want to leave this. This is what we call in the print industry the bleed. If you've ever taken stickers off a little sticker sheet, some of it gets left behind, right? You guys know what I'm talking about? If you ever had those little sticker books when you're a little kid and you peel the stickers and there's a little hint of some of the ink left behind from the design. This is what we call the bleed. The ink bleeds to the edge, right? And right now we don't have to have it perfectly centered, but look at all the way around. I'm checking mine. If I had to scale my cut line, I'll do that. But that looks good to me. Oops. All right. So literally this one is ready to go, but notice how I only have one cut line, right? Do not have multiple cut lines just hanging around because they will slice up other people's stuff. Okay. So I'm going to delete everything else. Say that you're done with your sticker. And I'm going to come around and help you guys right after this. I'm going to pause this. All right. So there's my sticker. I've got my text. I've got my artwork. You know what? I think I'm going to just take one of these away. I'll leave the blue one like that. Right. And I got my background color and I got my cut line. Yeah. Everybody there? All right. So notice on my file, I'm going to delete everything. Don't worry, you're not gonna save over it. I'm gonna do a select all. Oh, there's something there. No straight points. Select all. This is all I have. Nothing is locked. Nothing is hidden. Right? And I'm gonna do a file save as. And I'll call this final sticker. And check this out. I would like for you guys to put your initials at the end. This is how you should kind of name your sticker. Yeah, everybody good there? Final sticker, AN, AI, I'm gonna put AN on mine, right? This is still an Illustrator file. So hit save once. Okay. Are we good there? And now the final step, you guys are gonna be learning this. You're gonna get me, anybody know PDF files? Anybody heard of PDF? Yes, all right. So now you're gonna save again, exactly the same. You're not gonna change the name. Everybody watching? Sorry, let me move this down. You're gonna do one last save. This is our final one that you're gonna send to me. And you're gonna select PDF down here at the bottom. Hold on, let me resize this. All right, you're not gonna change the name, but you're gonna select PDF. Everybody looking right there? All right, Shift Command S or File Save As, PDF. And you'll notice that it automatically changes the extension PDF when you do that. All right, and you hit save. Don't worry about quality right now, that's fine. Just hit save PDF. And you should be done. And then you close it immediately. This is very important. Notice when I save the PDF, you guys see it up here? You must close it immediately. Command W. Never continue working in a PDF. Always work in the AI file, the Adobe Illustrator file, okay? And that should be it. And if I go to my documents, I should have a PDF version. Oh, mine's in my graphic design 1 folder. Notice I've got my original working file, right? This one I called stuffs. And then I created an AI file where it was just all by itself, right? And the cut line. And then I made a final PDF. This final PDF is the one you're gonna upload to me today so I can put the file together and we can print these out. All right, so I'm gonna stop recording here and I'm gonna come around and help you guys.